Anyways, chat, my lovely chat. It has come time. We are taking a look at the end of year 2024 Twitch recap for myself, both as a viewer of other people's streams and as a streamer, right? I do find it a little bit strange that for some reason, Twitch decides to do the recap basically before December 31st, right? I feel like that's a little bit wonky, a little bit bizarre. But they might have some sort of special reason, that they do things this way. In any case, we're going to be taking a look at, all of this information that they have sort of, compiled together and take a look at how our year 2024 went so far. And, when was it good for us and when was it, maybe not so good for us, that sort of thing, right? And take a look at all the things that happened. We're going to take a trip down memory lane, right? So I believe this one right here, let's see here. Okay, so we have the viewer and the streamer recap. Okay, I think that I'm going to take a look at probably the viewer recap first, and we'll go through that, and then afterwards I'll take a look at the streamer recap, and we can talk about that, right? So let's take a look at the viewer recap. Oh my lord, why is it like light mode? Oh wow, this is horrible. Can I refresh this page? And then, oh man, that is horrible. Can I turn on dark mode? Viewer. Oh, that's so ugly, chat. I don't like it at all. Ew. Yeah, this light mode is terrible. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And the dark reader is not, it's not actually achieving anything. Yeah. Wow. This is horrible. So yeah, Twitch. Let me put a message out to you guys out there. Twitch, you guys need to do a better job. You guys need to fix your website. Don't flashbang people looking at the viewer, 2024 end of year recap. Nobody wants light mode. No one cares about light mode. Get this off the screen. I think that the streamer, page for the end of year recap is so much better. That it's, dark mode. It's a lot more easier on the eyes. So yeah, definitely this thing needs to be fixed. It needs to be completely done differently in the future. In any case, let's take a look here, chat. So viewer, best times of the year, hours watched, 5,836 hours of Twitch. Oof. Yeah, when you see a number like that, you really think to yourself, man, what am I doing with my life? Holy moly. Almost 6,000 hours watched. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it might be a little bit close. It might be a little bit underneath. But I feel like by December 31st, I might potentially reach 6,000 hours. Maybe. But that is a lot of hours. I actually wonder, okay, so if I were to take that number, let me see here. 5,836 divided by 24. Oof. I have watched 243 days minimum of Twitch, right? In terms of like 24 hours, right? For each day. That is crazy. Distinct days visited. 359, right? So apparently, out of the 365 days in a year, 359 of those days I've been on Twitch and I've been, watching streams. Top categories of the year: just chatting, animals, aquariums, and zoos, Elden Ring, Genshin Impact, software development, and I don't think that last one is a category. I think it's just a weird, ugly goat face. So let's take a look at these categories. Just chatting. I think the main reason why just chatting is up there is because of a couple of things. Number one, Premiere 2. There's also number 2, CDawg VA. Yeah, I think those are probably the two biggest just chatting streamers that I watch. So I'm pretty sure this is why it's one of my top categories. Okay. Number 3, sorry. Let's move on to the next category, number 2, which is animals, aquariums, and zoos. The reason for this, if you guys actually take a moment to stop and listen, there is some background music that is playing in my stream right now. That background music is from a stream called Ferret Software, and it is an animal rescue run by Pirate Software, where you can actually open up the Ferret Software channel on Twitch, and you can watch the ferrets in their natural home habitat, kind of just roaming around, doing their own thing, living their lives, right? And you get to watch them being adorable and being amazing and cute and, very fuzzy, and you get to basically enjoy their company virtually, and you get to listen to some amazing background music at the same time. So that is the reason why this is my number 2 category on here, right? Number 3, Elden Ring. I think that's not really, something that needs to be explained. I fucking love Elden Ring. It's an amazing game, and therefore I watch streamers who play Elden Ring, right? There's people like, first of all, I think the number 1 person that comes to my mind is Banjo the Uncle, right? Good old Banjo, the Scammer, right? Legendary Elden Ring streamer. There's also streamers out there like The Happy Hob, and who else is there? I know there's like Gino Machino, there's let's see, there's Lil Aggie, there's all these different content creators that play Souls games. They also occasionally stream Elden Ring, right? So Elden Ring is a very meaningful, significant category to me because I love the game, right? Genshin Impact, I'm gonna be honest, I think compared to previous years, right, the amount of streamers that I watch who regularly play Genshin has definitely decreased, right? I remember like last year or the year before, I would watch, let's see, who did I watch? I think I watched Ziox, I watched Fobmaster, I watched OK Code. I think those were like the top three, Genshin streamers that I followed, right? Um, After some time passed, OK Code, he decided to basically stop streaming gacha games. He started to like pivot away from Genshin Impact. So I, decided that at some point I was like, you know what? I think Code is an amazing streamer. I really, think he is an amazing human being. But the games that he plays and the things that he streams are not things that I am, interested in now, right? Like after he stopped playing Genshin and stopped playing gacha games, right? So I decided to unfollow Code and I no longer watch his streams. Ziox, okay, so Ziox is a very interesting case for me, where, very similarly with OK Code, I think that Ziox is a great streamer, and I appreciate him a lot, with his entertaining content. There are a couple of reasons, I think, why I no longer watch Ziox on Twitch. Number one, I feel like the, community that he has created, for his streams, and, his, live Twitch chat that he has, it's just not really an environment that I enjoy anymore. I feel like, basically what happened is, as time went on, the community, Ziox's community, grew on Twitch and, on Discord, for example. And I felt like there was a bunch of new people that came in, and a lot of those new people were very young. They were like, 16 years old, 17 years old, So they're basically children. And these people that came into Ziox's community, they changed the vibe of the community, right? It became one that was, I guess the best way to describe it is, it became one that is very, very, very Zoomer and very immature. And I just was not a big fan of that, right? I'd like my communities to have a level of, maturity and have a good amount of actual like full-grown adults as a part, as members of the community, so that I can, communicate with them, I can interact with them, socialize with them, in a very respectful, mature manner. Whereas when you have a community full of young people and full of like Zoomers, such as Ziox's community, things just, I don't know, it just was not a very very accommodating, very like welcoming community. I just felt like there was a lot of potential for drama and problems to happen in that sort of space, right? And I just was not interested in that at all. So Ziox's entire community, his entire chat, it just like changed from when I first started watching him, and I did not like where his community was going. So I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. Another reason why I kind of stepped away from Ziox's live streams is, I think this is more of a kind of like a personal me problem, but when I'm using Twitch, when I'm watching Twitch streamers, in my free time, and I'm kind of just chilling, I'm enjoying my relaxation, and I'm watching some random Twitch streams, I always use ad blockers because I fucking hate advertisements, and I think that Twitch ads are just pure cancer, right? And so I always use ad blockers, and there are a lot of times, I found that there are a lot of times where, I would click on a Ziox stream, and, maybe it was whenever I clicked on the stream, or it was like maybe 5 minutes into the stream or something like that, I found that for some reason, I was getting a lot of advertisements on Ziox's streams, more so than other streamers that I normally watch, and also the advertisements that I was getting, they were obviously not being blocked by my ad blocker. So somehow, some way, the, viewing experience on a Ziox stream was just extremely, like, low quality, and I just was not a big fan of it, right? One of the things, I think for those people out there who perhaps you guys don't use Twitch that much and you aren't super familiar with the platform, there is a, concept that exists on Twitch, which is called pre-roll advertisements, right? And a pre-roll advertisement is basically an advertisement that immediately happens to a user when you click on a stream that you've like, you are sort of a new viewer. You are not returning to that stream and watching it as, a long-time viewer who has been there for a while, right? And so pre-roll advertisements, they basically, they are experienced right when you click on a stream before you get to see the stream happen, right? So before you are able to see the host of the stream play any games or do any activity or hear them speak, you have to watch advertisements in order to gain access to the stream. Those are pre-roll advertisements. And there's a way that you can turn those off. There's a way that you can, disable those. And the way that you do that is you make it to where your advertisements on your stream are set at very specific intervals where it's like, once every 30 minutes or once every hour or 45 minutes or whatever, right? And when you go into your settings for your ad manager and you kind of modify that stuff, you can make it to where pre-roll advertisements do not exist on your channel. And I think, I don't have any proof of this. I don't have any sort of, evidence to support this, but I think that there's a chance Ziox may have pre-roll advertisements turned on for his channel, potentially, because I think there have been some times where I click on his channel and I immediately get hit with an advertisement. So, in those cases, I think that would, qualify as a pre-roll advertisement, right? So The third and final content creator that I, used to watch, and I used to watch mainly because of their Genshin Impact streams was Fobmaster, right? I actually still do follow Fobmaster, and I actively watch his streams. In fact, I think this year, almost every single day, that Fobmaster was live and that he was streaming, I'm pretty sure I was watching his stream. I think that as time has gone on, right, compared to last year, compared to 2022 and 2021 and whatever, right, I think that the way things have changed for me is that Fobmaster, at first I started watching him because of Genshin Impact, and I thought that seeing his Genshin gameplay and whatnot was decently entertaining. But I think over time, I slowly changed, where I was like, okay, nowadays, the reason I watch Fob is because, I think that Fob as a human being is genuinely hilarious, right? He says a lot of, funny things during a stream. He says a lot of stupid things during a stream that I get to laugh at, and I get to sit here and kind of like judge him silently, right? And I kind of like getting to see Fob, be in his natural environment, because Fob is the type of guy where he will go live and stream, and then he'll play a gacha game, and he'll spend like $500 in that gacha game. And then the next gacha game he goes to, he'll spend another $300 on that different gacha game. And it feels like Fob is someone who basically is speedrunning his way towards bankruptcy, but he never gets there. And the reason why is because even though he does spend, or, in my opinion, he wastes a lot of money, he's able to earn that money back. He's able to, earn a profit and sort of earn some income from being a Twitch streamer and doing sponsorships and whatever. So he is never going to, get to the point where he is financially bankrupt and unstable, right? But it's nice getting to see him in his natural environment, because I watch Fob and I think, he's incredibly entertaining. And one of the thoughts that I always have is like, man, I like watching Fob because he gets to do something that I would never do, and I get to like see him do it, and then I get to see like, okay, what are the results of it? He can go into a game and he can pull for, let's say a quote unquote C6 character, if we're talking in terms of Genshin or in terms of another gacha game, he can pull for, R5 of a weapon, and he can spend all his valuable money on that stuff, and I get to see what are the results of that. It's basically like kind of living my life vicariously through Fob, where it's like, okay, if I were a rich billionaire who had a bunch of money laying around ready to spend, this is what I could potentially do, and this would be the result of that, right? And I get to see like, okay, did Fob make a good financial investment, or did he, make a financial choice that he would later regret, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. It's like being a scientist, and being a scientist that is observing the subject of an experiment, right, on the other side of the glass, and it's quite entertaining, it's quite funny. But I feel like, as I was saying, over the years, right, as time has passed, I think that Fob is not really someone that I would not categorize him anymore as just a Genshin streamer, right? I think he's a variety streamer, and I think he's one that's pretty good at it. So I continue to watch Fob, and I'm pretty sure that is why for this past year, Genshin is in my top categories watched, because of people like Fob, right? Fob is someone who, he does play a good amount of Genshin, even though he also kind of multitasks other gacha games as well, right? So yeah, but I think compared to, 2021, 2022, 2023, the amount of Genshin that I watch has definitely decreased, definitely, without a doubt. But yeah, and then last but not least, we have software and game development. Unsurprisingly, this is entirely due to Pirate Software. That is literally the only streamer that I watch who does this sort of content, right? And I think that Pirate Software, his streams are incredibly entertaining and also very like academic, very educational. It's very informative. So I watch his streams just because I think that he is a legitimately good human being, and he has a lot to offer the platform, right? He has a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, a lot of insight that he can provide to viewers on Twitch. So massive shout out to Pirate Software, and this is why this is like one of my top categories, because I'm always wanting to watch his live streams, right? All right, let's see here. Favorite streamers of the year. Let's fucking go. Yeah, let's fucking go. I'm honestly so glad that Premier 2 is number one here. For those who are unaware, Premier 2 is my number one favorite Twitch channel ever. He is my favorite content creator ever on Twitch, just because I absolutely think that he is, in my opinion, the most charismatic individual that I've ever met. He is someone that, basically anything and everything that he does, he tries to give his absolute best, right? He tries to be very positive and optimistic about everything, and he's just someone where when you watch his content or when you interact with him, right, whether it's virtually or in person, right, I think that Premier 2, aka Pete, he is someone that you cannot help but feel happy around. You anytime that you see him, whether it's virtually or whether it's in person, there's like always the feeling of like, man, I just want to smile right now. I just want to have this big, stupid, massive grin on my face, because I love watching, his content. It's so good, right? So Premier 2, number one content creator in 2024, who I watched, and I absolutely love his content. I love his channel. You can see here 914 hours watched, right? 247 chats sent. I'm not really a big chatter in, Pete's channel, right? I think that every once in a while I'll comment, but the thing is that Pete has such a massive, large community that he does not get the chance to read every single chat message. So because of that, I feel like, you know, it's not really important for me to type something in his chat and for me to, you know, say something to him that he's not going to read and not going to pay attention to, right? I'm there to just watch his content. I'm there to consume whatever he is playing or whatever he is, you know, kind of presenting as a host. And as long as I get to watch that content as a viewer, I'm happy, you know? So yeah. Premier 2, number 1 streamer here. 391,000 channel points earned, and then 89,600 channel points spent. I think, honestly, so the channel points earned, that is from basically me just watching the stream. That's just from me being a viewer of a stream, sitting there and lurking and you know, kind of passively earning those channel points, right? As for channel points spent, 89,600, I believe all of those channel points, you know, the way that I spent those channel points is, you know, sometimes Pete will do some sort of like a kind of like a poll, right? Like a chat or a viewer poll. And, you know, basically you get to vote in this poll and you get to spend some channel points to, you know, place a bet and determine like, okay, is my vote going to be a winning vote or is it going to be on the losing side, right? And, you know, when you do these like channel bets on Twitch, you have the chance of earning back the channel points that you spend, and on top of the channel points that you spend, you earn a little bit extra, right? So you earn a little bit of a profit of channel points, right? So I think all of my channel points that I spent, the 89,000, I think those were all attempting to earn more channel points, to collect more, to sort of like make a bet and then win that bet and have it pay off and earn some extra channel point income, right? I don't think that all of my channel point bets were successful. I think there were probably quite a few that I likely lost, but I did gain a pretty significant amount that I'm happy with, right? 391,000 is a good, substantial number. You know, I can kind of talk about this a little bit. It's not really something that is a very, you know, significant topic or an important topic, but I can still bring it up anyways because I think it's kind of interesting, right? So, Pete, Premier 2, one of his channel point redemptions that he has, which, you know, I have been wanting to, I've been wanting to redeem this for a very long time, is he has this channel point redemption, which is called VIP the Big, which is basically saying, if you redeem that particular channel point redemption, you are able to get a VIP badge in Pete's chat. And ever since I met Pete, ever since I discovered his channel and everything, I have been really wanting to earn up the channel points for that redemption and to claim it for myself. However, unfortunately, by the time that, you know, by the time that I earned the channel points, I believe that Premier 2, he kind of disabled that channel point redemption because he already had, I think, a full massive list of VIPs, and, you know, he did not want to have to, like, remove a VIP in order to give a VIP to someone else, you know? Not only that, right? Not only that, but another reason why I waited so long to, you know, do any sort of redemption like that is I remember a long time ago, and this is something that, you know, I've actually been contemplating. I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking maybe I might potentially like reach out and message Pete and ask him about it because I'm not sure. But you know, I think that it's been such a long time that I think I already know what the answer is going to be, right? Basically, quite a while ago, I think this was sometime back in like 2023 or something. I remember that Pete, he put out an announcement, like Pete and his moderators, they put out an announcement saying that they were looking to potentially get more moderators, you know, sort of like hired on, right? Obviously, these moderators, I don't think that they get paid. I don't think that they are financially compensated. Maybe they are, but I don't think that they are given like a large, huge amount of money for being a moderator. But you know, basically, there was a community announcement in Pete's, you know, server saying like, hey, we are thinking of potentially, you know, adding more moderators to the team of moderators, right? And so, you know, they put out this announcement. They were like, please, everyone who's interested in being a moderator, please fill out this moderator application and submit it, right? So I did that, right? I filled it out, I submitted it, and after a while, basically nothing happened, right? Like there was no further announcements or no further information talking about the moderator application or talking about, you know, adding more moderators to the team, right? So, you know, that happened, I think, last year. I think it happened quite a long time ago, right? And because it has been such a long time without any, you know, announcement, without any discussion about it, I think that what probably happened is either one of two things. Either one, Pete already picked out some people that he added to the moderator team, maybe, potentially, and he never really, you know, talked about it or shared about it publicly with his entire Discord server, right? That is, you know, one possibility. And then I think possibility number two, right, something else that might be a thing, is that I think what could have happened is after the moderator, application happened, and everyone submitted their application, and it finished, right? I think that maybe Pete realized they did not really necessarily need any more moderators, right? They could add more if they wanted to, but it was not like it was not a very desperate necessity that they were like, we have to hire more people immediately, right? And so I think that because, Premier 2, Pete is a very busy man. He has his life that he lives in Japan. He has his things that he's doing, whether it's for his Twitch channel or for YouTube or for whatever. He is someone that has responsibilities and obligations, right? And so I think that because he was so busy and he was not really able to sit down and take the time to focus on, going through the moderator applications and everything, I think that he probably just gave up on the idea of, adding more moderators to the community, right? And he kind of just like forgot about it and he moved on, right? So, back to my entire story about the whole channel point redemption thing. One of the reasons why I did not want to redeem the VIP badge, right, is that, for those of you who are not aware about this, when you are a person who is in another channel, you're in another streamer's chat, you are only able to have one badge, right? You can either have VIP or you can have moderator. You cannot have both of them, right? You cannot be a moderator and a VIP. So, I thought about it in my head, and I was like, okay, if, let's say, I redeem the channel point redemption for VIP, I would get a VIP badge. But then, let's say that hypothetically, maybe in some utopia, in some perfect ideal world, maybe Pete is like, hey, Capybara, I want you to be one of my new moderators, right? If that were to happen, I would then get the moderator badge, in chat, and it would remove my VIP badge, and I would have, basically I would have wasted the channel points on that redemption, right? And, just for some context, to explain about the redemption, the channel point redemption for VIP in Peach channel is 400,000 channel points, right? So it's not a small number. And I think right now, I can probably open this up and check. Let me see here. Let me go to channels. Where is Peach channel? I think it's like maybe near the bottom here. It should be. Where are you, Petey boy? Pete. No, there's no way that he's up here. There he is. I found him. Okay, he was near the bottom of the list. And the reason why he's near the bottom, right, just so there's no confusion, is because, basically the list is sorted by when you follow the channel. So the reason Pete was at the bottom of the list is because he's one of the oldest Twitch channels that I've followed. Let's see here. Let's go to chat. I currently have, in Peach chat, I have 616,000 channel points. Actually, the correct number is 616,500 channel points, right? So yeah, I basically have 200,000 extra channel points on top of what is required for the VIP redemption, right? But yeah, unfortunately, by the time that I, collected all those channel points, and by the time that I, determined that basically Pete was not going to be handing out moderator to honestly anyone, right? By that time, the VIP redemption was disabled, right? It was no longer available, right? So yeah. But anyways, I love Pete a lot. He's an incredible streamer. I'm so glad that he is my top #1 most watched channel for sure. Because if you take a look here, right, 914 hours watched of Pete. Right here, Fobmaster 912 hours. So very, very close second place for Fobmaster. So one thing that I do want to kind of talk about here, right? We can take a look at the entire list of all these streamers, right? We have Premier 2, #1, Fobmaster, #2, Pirate Software, #3, Ferret Software, #4, Banjo the Uncle, #5, right? I would say that the reason why this list is situated in this manner, where these are my top 5 streamers that I've watched in 2024, is because basically starting at the top of the list, right, with Premier 2 and Fobmaster, these streamers, all of them, they are the ones that stream the most, right? If you take a look at Premier 2, I think that he streams, I would say, on average, every other day, every single week of the year, right? So once every other day, he streams, right? And so that would be let's see. Let me pull out the old calculator here. Okay, so I would say, if we are talking about a full year, 365 days, I think Pete probably streams roughly about 182 days minimum out of those 365 days, right? So yeah, he is a streamer that I think is on quite often, right? Fobmaster, for those who don't know, Fobmaster actually streams every single day of the year. There are a couple of days where he doesn't stream, and those days that he doesn't stream, it's because, usually it is because he is basically attending a very significant, very important event, right? He might be going to an anime convention, he might be going to, TwitchCon, for example, he might be going to some other important event that maybe it involves Genshin Impact, or it involves Honkai Star Rail, or, any one of the other games that he is, very often sponsored for, right? So Fobmaster is a streamer that basically almost every day of the year he is live and he is streaming, right? It's kind of like, to him, it's kind of in a way like a full-time job of sorts, even though, you know, calling streaming as like a full-time job, it's a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a meme, just because it's not like, you know, it's not some kind of corporate office job, right? But it is kind of like his version of a full-time job, since he streams basically every single day, right? Pirate Software, his schedule is almost every day, right? I think there are 2 days where he is scheduled to not stream, and that is Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? All other days he normally streams. The only time that he is not streaming, similar to FobMaster, is when he is attending a very significant, important event, right? Whether it's TwitchCon, whether it is a you know, software or game development related like meetup, you know, some kind of event or whatever, right? Anything that he needs to travel to, that he needs to get out of the house and go and attend, those are the days when Pirate Software does not stream. But I think that for the most part, Pirate Software is similar to FobMaster, where they stream as many days as they humanly possibly can during the year, right? So yeah, that's why Pirate Software is there. Ferret Software is a channel that runs 24/7. It is always online. So, you know, whenever I, you know, don't have any other streamers to watch, whenever I'm, you know, working on some kind of project or doing schoolwork or anything, right? Maybe even I'm just playing video games and I'm chilling and relaxing, I can put on Ferret Software in the background and listen to some good music and vibe to it, right? Banjo the Uncle. I would say that Banjo is a pretty darn consistent streamer, right? I think that the way Banjo operates, I don't believe that he has a schedule that he follows, right? Basically, the way that Banjo functions with his channel is that, you know, every single day he will go into his Discord server, and if he is able to stream, he will be like, all right, I'm going live, I'm streaming. And then on the days whenever he is busy and he's occupied and he does not have the free time to stream, he will literally go into his server, pull up the channel, talking about like his stream plans or his stream schedule or whatever, and he'll type in that channel. He'll be like, hey guys, no stream today. I'm really busy with work or really busy with other things. I don't have the free time available, right? So Banjo does not have a very rigid, consistent schedule, but I think that he tries to stream as many days as he possibly can. I would say, on average, I think Banjo probably streams once every 2 or 3 days, roughly speaking. But he I think is trying to do his very best to be as frequent as he possibly can be, while accommodating his life, while accommodating his job and his family and other things like that, right? So yeah, I think like these 5 streamers are the ones that I have watched the most this year because of basically when they stream, right? And how long they stream for. And also on top of that, right, another additional reason is you know, with these 5 streamers, these 5 channels here, I should say, are the ones where basically every day that I open up Twitch, I am like, if these streamers are live and they are currently active on Twitch, I will click on their stream without any hesitation, without any question, right? I think that there are some streamers that I follow, right? And I want to say this in a very, very like positive manner, right? I'm not saying this in a negative perspective at all whatsoever, right? So I don't mean any sort of insult by saying this, but I think that there are some streamers that I follow, right? And I think that obviously since I follow these streamers, I like these streamers. I think that they're incredible, amazing human beings, and I appreciate them, right? I think that they're great people, great streamers. But there are some streamers that I follow where sometimes I open up Twitch and I am not really in the mood, I'm not really in the mindset to watch their stream, right? And so there are some streamers that I follow where if I have nothing else that I am able to watch, right, I have no other alternatives, no other options, I will click on their stream and I will watch them because I follow them. But these like 5 channels right here that are appearing on my top 5 list, these are the channels where like every single time I see them, no hesitation, no doubt, I click on their channel and I watch their live stream as much as I possibly can because I really enjoy their content, right? So yeah. But let's see here. 914 hours watched, 247 chats, 391,000 channel points, 89,000 channel points spent. These are all my emotes, so I'm pretty sure that I just go into Peach chat and I type my emotes, right? Fobmaster, 912 hours watched, 283 chats sent. Fob is, again, a streamer that I don't really, you know, socialize and interact with quite a lot, just because he has a ton of viewers in his chat. He does not read every single message, and he is someone where I feel comfortable lurking and watching and listening to what he says, right? Same thing with Pirate Software, right? Pirate Software, massive streams, 10,000, 15,000, maybe even sometimes 20,000 people watching him, right? There is no reason for me to type in his chat, right? He does not read every single message, and there's no way that he can, right? There's thousands of people watching him, and they all chat, they all type messages, right? Sometimes I do try to type something here and there, but I never really type in his chat expecting to, you know, expecting for him to read the message and expecting for him to reply to my message, right? So he's a channel where I kind of just lurk, sit back, and I listen and I watch whatever he's doing, right? Ferret Software, no need to chat, right? You're just watching very cute, adorable animals, very amazing furballs on the screen in their natural home habitat, right? So yeah, 809 hours watched, 76 chats sent. Very, very impressive numbers, I think, overall. And then Banjo the Uncle, 351 hours watched, 1,650 chats sent. I don't know if this is obvious or not, but one of the big reasons why I love Banjo the Uncle's channel is that Banjo the Uncle has a very respectable community. Like, I think I've never really talked to Banjo about this, right? I've never really brought it up in his chat or anything, but I think that Banjo the Uncle is a streamer where he is, I feel like at this point, he is ready to become an official Twitch partner channel, right? Like, I think that if he applied for Twitch partnership, he probably would be able to get it because I think he gets enough viewers to qualify, right? But his community is not that massive that you are unable to chat in there. And the thing that I love about Banjo, one of the big reasons why I stuck around his channel and I followed him after I discovered him, is that I found out that Banjo is the type of streamer where he will try to read every single chat message if he can, and he will try to respond to everything if he possibly can. So that is why, compared to these other channels, I have sent so many messages in Banjo's channel because he reads them, because he responds to them, right? And I've been able to talk with Banjo, right? Virtually through his chat many, many, many times. We talk about all sorts of different topics, whether it's Elden Ring, whether it's Dark Souls, whether it's, life topics, right? I'll give you a very quick, easy example. Earlier today, like right before I started my stream today, I was in Banjo's chat, and we were talking about multiple different things. We talked about foods that we liked and foods that we didn't like. We talked about different colors, right? Whether a color is qualified to be called as, purple or as green or whatever, if it's like a different shade, if it's a different darkness or lightness to it, So yeah, like Banjo the Uncle, I talk a lot in his chat, and I'm very happy to socialize and interact with Banjo and his community because I feel like it's a very welcoming place, right? I think the interesting thing about Banjo, right? Banjo, I think, on Twitch is the singular only Twitch channel where I discovered his channel because somebody rated him. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching a streamer by the name of Lil Aggie, and Lil Aggie rated Banjo, if I'm not mistaken. And so I discovered Banjo's channel, and this is something that, I personally, this is like I don't know, it's sort of like a personal philosophy, or it's like a life principle that I have, right? A lot of the time, when I am watching a streamer, and then they raid someone else, I find that probably, I would say 98% of the time, the channel that is raided, right, the channel that I get sent over to in the raid, it is a channel that I don't really like. And, I find that a lot of the time, channels that I get sent over to from a raid, I take a look at whoever the streamer is, whoever the host of the channel is, and I sit there and I watch them and I listen to them for like maybe 5 minutes or something, and I immediately think to myself, okay, do I vibe with this person or do I not like this person, right? And I would say that, 98% of the time, the answer is I don't vibe with them. I don't really care about them. I don't really like them, right? In fact, I think that, I started doing this, I want to say I probably started doing it this year, right? What I've started doing is any time that I am sent over to a channel, sent over to a streamer, that I get rated over to their channel without me wanting to watch them, without me making the very specific personal decision to click on their stream and to watch them, basically what I've started doing is I will go into that channel that I get rated over to, and I will immediately block the streamer. I will block the streamer and exit their stream because, for those of you who don't know, the only way that you are able to remove a streamer from appearing on your recommended Twitch page is by blocking them, right? I've actually, done some testing on Twitch over the last year, maybe over the last 2 years. I've done some testing where what I will do is I will click on a stream and there'll be an option that says, I am not interested in the stream, right? So I click that option, and I've done some tests where I found out that even if you do that, right, there's a chance that in the future, that same channel will reappear on your recommended page, even though you clicked not interested, right? So I found out that like the Twitch website, it does not remember information, and it does not, take this information and, store this information for later use, right? And it does not save your preferences, right? So the only way to definitively remove someone entirely from your recommended page and make sure that you never, ever, ever see their channel ever on Twitch is to block the streamer, right? So what I've started doing is, now anytime that I get sent over to a channel and I don't like the streamer, I don't care about the streamer, I have no interest in their content, I automatically just block the streamer and I exit their channel. That's all I do, right? And so in this case, right, Banjo the Uncle, I think, is the #1 only Twitch streamer where I've raided into his channel because some other streamer sent me over to Banjo, right? And I sat there and I watched Banjo for about 5 minutes and I listened to what he was saying and I kind of observed, his channel and his content. And I thought to myself, Banjo is a cool guy. He's a very chill guy. I think I'm going to go ahead and follow him. I think I'm going to go ahead and continue watching him. I think he is the only #1 streamer that I've done that for, right? All other streamers, normally I get sent over to another channel, and if it is a channel that I know for a fact I do not like, I block the streamer and I exit the channel. I click off of it and I go to a different stream instead. So yeah. Massive shout out to Banjo. Massive shout out to these other 4 channels as well. Premiere 2, Fobmaster, Pirate Software, and Ferret Software. Incredible channels, without a doubt. I really, really love them quite a lot. Okay. 8,028 chats sent by me over the course of the past year, right? From all different Twitch channels on the platform, right? Top emotes of the year. These are all my personal emotes from my personal channel. I love them a lot. Massive shout out to the artist who created these emotes, also known as Mount Sugar, right? If you don't know who that is, I can probably... Let me see here. Let me go to... I think this is the command. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay. There is a command. And you know what? Let me see here. Can I do this? Oh, I can. Perfect. It's a little bit hard to see, though. Ooh, that's kind of tough. You know what we can do? Hold on. Let me see here. If I do this, is it a little bit easier to see? It's a little bit easier, but there's still, like, stuff in the background. That's kind of annoying. Okay, there we go. We're going to stop on the screen for a very quick second, chat. So if you look underneath my webcam, right, you will see the Nightbot message, the chat message. Basically, this chat message has all of the social media links for the artist that drew my emotes. They're an incredible human being by the name of MT Sugar, right? And they actually stream on Twitch. They have an Instagram, they have a Twitter, and they have their own like personal website that they created. So I highly recommend all of you people go out there and show some love and support to the amazing, incredible artist who drew all of my emotes that are showcased here, right? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hide the chat again. There we go. I'm gonna make it disappear so we can take a look at the entire page here without any sort of distractions on the screen. 83 subs gifted and 7 hype trains contributed to. You know, I'm gonna be very straightforward and honest here, right? For those who don't know about this, I am someone who does not really have a vast amount of disposable income. I don't really have a lot of, you know, money that I can use to spend on things that I like or that I want. A lot of the money that I do spend on things, it honestly comes from my family. And I'm not really someone who is supposed to be spending on things that are a luxury, that are not a necessity, right? I should be someone who limits my spending and is very conservative, very, very frugal with my money, right? So the fact that I decided to gift 83 subs over the last year, that is incredibly impressive to me. I did not, you know, expect me to be that that generous, right? With my non-disposable income, right? And the hype trains contributed to, I don't even remember when I contributed to a hype train or which hype trains it was. Like, I don't know where this number 7 is coming from. I do not remember any of it at all. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Based on all this recap data, this year you've won the Chatty Just Chatting Champion of the Year. Very nice. Very nice. All right, you know what I'm actually going to do? Let me see here. I wonder if I can, let me see, share. Download. Ooh, perfect. Yes, let me download this. Okay. We're going to go to, sorry, chat. I'm naming the file right now. Awesome. All right, we downloaded it. Perfect. All right. Now, it's time, chat. We've gone over the viewer recap. It's time to check out the streamer recap. The beautiful embrace of dark mode. I love dark mode so much. So much better than the garbage that is light mode, right? All right, let's see here. Hours streamed. 937 hours this year. That is bonkers. Almost 1,000 hours. And I'm gonna be honest, I think, like, depending on when this data was collected, right? It says over the past year, it says 2024, right? They are obviously not counting all the way until December 31st. I think that I can probably break 1,000 hours streamed. Probably. If I you know, continue to be a little tiny bit consistent with my schedule, right? 937 hours. Total streams 166. I don't think I'm gonna reach 200. I think 200 is definitely a little bit too far away, but maybe, let's see. Maybe 175 is doable, possibly. I think we'll probably hit 170 bare minimum. But yeah, 166 streams done in the past year. That's crazy bonkers. Let's see, distinct days streamed. 217 days that I've streamed out of the year, out of 365 days. Total hours watched. So I think this is total hours watched, basically like people watching my live streams, right? 3,193 hours. I'm assuming that what this is saying is that, like, basically if you take the total amount of people that watched my streams and you were like, okay, each person they watched, let's say each person they watched 500 hours of my streams during the past year, then you take 3,193 divided by 500, right? And that's how many people have watched my live streams this past year, right? But yeah, 3,193. That's an impressive number. Top categories of the year: Genshin Impact, Elden Ring, Wuthering Waves, Nikke, Just Chatting. So I think this is very, very, very understandable, very accurate, very, very realistic, right? Genshin Impact is the game that, whenever I very first started streaming on Twitch, that was the game that I primarily played. Yeah, so it's very logical that it would continue, right? I would continue playing this game. I would continue streaming it as like my main category, my primary game, right? Elden Ring was a game that, I am so glad that I got to play Elden Ring. I'm so glad that I, became a Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Sekiro enjoyer. I really, really love Souls games, and I'm so glad that I was able to stream this game on Twitch for an audience, right? And record all of this footage and have it basically permanently available for everyone to see, right? Elden Ring is an incredible game. I think, if I'm going to be completely honest, I think in 2025, there's a good chance that I'll be, streaming Elden Ring or streaming other Souls games still, right? So this is not a category that is going to go away permanently once 2024 is over, right? Wuthering Waves, it is to be expected. It came out, did it come out this year? When did Wuthering Waves come out? Let me actually see here. Let me take a look, chat. Holy moly. It came out May 22nd of 2024. May 22nd. Wow. I honestly, I feel, it's very weird. I feel like I've been playing Wuthering Waves for such a long time that I probably would have guessed that Wuthering Waves came out in 2023. But yeah, no, May 2024. So ever since Wuthering Waves came out, I have streamed a good decent amount of it. I will say I think that the amount of time that I've streamed Wuthering Waves, recently, it has declined, it has gone down. Yeah, I mean, I've talked quite a bit about Genshin and Wuthering Waves right now, talking about the current state of both of the games. I think it's very, very understandable, very logical that both of these two games, I still stream them, right? But I think that my time spent on both of these games has decreased as time has gone on, right? Nikke is one category that I also have streamed a little bit of this year. I'm going to be honest, chat, I would love to play Nikke way more often. I think that, it would be amazing if I could stream Nikke very frequently and very consistently. I think the only I guess, problem with Nikke, the only reason why Nikke is not something that I don't stream more, is that Nikke is the type of game where, basically, once you go into the game, once you log into the game, and you, finish all of the, daily objectives that you need to do in order to get your rewards, there's not really much else for you to do. There's not really, a whole ton of content. So, it basically is a game that is sort of similar to Genshin and Wuthering Waves, in that sense where it's you log in, you do your stuff, you log out, and you're done. You don't spend, 5, 7, 10 hours each day grinding through the game, right? So I feel like it'll be hard to be a very consistent, very frequent Nikke streamer. And I think that people out there who they do play Nikke for a lot of hours every day and they do stream it on Twitch, I think those people, I would say, number one, those people very likely have a lot of money that they are, willing to spend on a game like Nikke, and they are people that are very, pre-established. They have an audience, they have people that come to them for Nikke content because they know that this person, they are able to provide many hours of Nikke content, right? To give you a very quick example, right? There is a content creator that I have followed for a little bit. I don't really watch this content creator on Twitch or on YouTube. I'm actually subscribed to their YouTube channel, and every once in a while I will watch, some of their videos that they create, but I don't really, follow them. I don't really, pay attention to every single thing that they do on Twitch or on YouTube. There's a content creator by the name of SkyJLV, and he is known as one of the most, I guess, popular, most famous Nikke content creators, and the reason why is because SkyJLV, he does a lot of sort of analytical content for Nikke, where he goes over certain things such as, what are the best characters, how should you build them, what teams are good for what content, that sort of a thing. And he will collect all this data and he will put it into spreadsheets and whatever, and he'll make these spreadsheets publicly visible so that other people can use this information to get better at the game. So, I would say that SkyJLV is, the way I would describe him is that he is a very, very helpful, very informational, and very educational content creator when it comes to Nikke. And he's very well established in that niche. And since he is well established, he can stream Nikke for many hours on Twitch or on YouTube or whatever, and people will come to watch him. But I think that someone like me, who is the complete opposite of Sky, I don't have the ability to do what he does, and therefore I don't have that same massive amount of content that I can, tap into, right? Because like Sky, he will do things where like he plays Nikke, he plays other gacha games, he will go and review other people's Nikke accounts, and he'll give them tips and advice and recommendations and whatever, and he'll like kind of just have a conversation with his viewers about whatever game it is, whether it's Nikke or some other gacha game, right? I personally don't think that I can do that with Nikke, even though I love the game, even though I think it's a fantastic game that everyone should play. I don't have that capability to do the same thing that Sky does. And then last but not least, we have Just Chatting. As you guys can tell, this stream right here, what we're doing is a Just Chatting stream. I think that generally speaking, over the past year, I have not done a lot of Just Chatting live streams. I think a lot of the time I tend to do gaming live streams, but I'm thinking that maybe in 2025, that may change. I may potentially dive a little bit more and lean a little bit more into the Just Chatting category, right? Another thing that, like, the last thing that I'll say about these categories here is that, looking forward into 2025, right? I think that very likely what will happen, and what I would not mind happening, is I think that potentially Genshin and Wuthering Waves being, like, some of my, top most streamed categories, I am thinking that may potentially change, right? I would say that it's probably more likely for Wuthering Waves to not be one of my top stream categories. Genshin, it might be a little bit harder to, basically decrease the amount of time I spend streaming it. It'll be a little bit more difficult, but I think that going into 2025, it would be really cool if I could explore other game categories out there, or activity categories out there that don't really involve Genshin or Wuthering Waves or gacha games. And maybe my 2025 recap is going to look a little bit different than this, and I won't have these gacha games kind of taking up the top like slots, right? All right, let's keep going, shall we? All right, top stream of the year. Top stream reached 841 viewers. So this is a very interesting story, right? And this was honestly a crazy, insane, like, batshit stream. Like, this story that I'm gonna tell you guys, my god, I was like, what in the actual hell is going on? This is insane. This is crazy. So for those of you who don't know, and man, now that I think about it, I have a little bit of regret, right? And I'll tell you guys the story. I'll explain what happened, and I'll talk about, like, why I'm a little bit sad right now, okay? So a long time ago, I don't know when it was, but it was like many months ago, right, chat? I was doing a live stream, and I don't remember what live stream I was doing. I think it was something to do with Souls content, right? Maybe it was Elden Ring, maybe it was Dark Souls 3 or Dark Souls 1 or Sekiro or whatever, right? I was doing some sort of, live stream content. And I remember on this random day that I was doing this random live stream, right? I ended up getting this raid. This raid happened, and it was Banjo the Uncle. And this was the first time that he had ever raided me, ever, right? In my entire streaming existence, Banjo the Uncle raided me. And what happened was that basically somebody, a massive streamer, raided Banjo. And so then Banjo was doing his own stream. He had like 800, 900, maybe 1,000 viewers. And then he was like, okay, we are going to raid, and we're going to raid someone else. And he chose to raid me. And so he raided my channel with 841 people. That is, oh my god, that is insane, right? And when I saw it happen, I was blown away. I was speechless. I was like, how do I respond to this raid, And so I do remember during that particular raid, during that particular stream, I remember that I was like, basically when the raid happened, I was finishing up with whatever game that I was playing. Maybe it was Dark Souls 1 or Sekiro or Elden Ring or whatever. I was finishing up with a game, and Banjo raided. And after Banjo raided, I was like, well, shit, I have to entertain these individuals. Like, I have to, I have to, provide something valuable for them to watch, right? So I remember I loaded up Sekiro, which is one of my favorite games ever, and I started playing through a little bit of Sekiro. I started doing a little bit of gameplay of Sekiro. And, there were some people that stuck around, some people that were like, okay, I'll watch this guy. And I played a little bit of Sekiro. I had, I spoke with some of the viewers that raided over, and they were willing to chat with me, right? And after a little bit, I was like, all right, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I apologize that I wasn't able to, stay online for the next 24 hours or whatever. And, after I ended my stream, I raided over to Pirate Software or something like that, right? And I raided over with like 841 people. And it was mind-blowing. It was insane. It was almost like a fever dream that I never expected to ever happen to me before, right? And this was such a massive moment. One of the things that I highly regret, which I feel so sad about it, right? I wish that I was smart enough to, think of this idea when it happened, but I'm pretty sure that the stream where I got this raid, 841 people, I'm pretty sure that the VOD for this particular stream no longer exists. I think it was deleted by Twitch, because for those who don't know, when you are an affiliate streamer, you only get to keep your VODs for, I think it's like 7 days. You keep your VODs for 1 week, and then they get, permanently deleted off of the platform. The only way that you can keep those VODs is by turning it into a highlight and, basically just saving it permanently as a channel highlight, right? I don't think I saved that VOD. I don't think that I turned it into a highlight or anything like that. I should have. I think that would have been a smart idea, but I was very dumb, and I was very, I just was not someone who was thinking very far ahead in the future, and I did not really pay attention to it. So I don't think the VOD is available anymore, but this massive raid happened, and it was an incredible experience, and I loved it, and I thought it was absolutely, one of my best days of 2024, without a doubt. I think it was one of my happiest days of a stream, right? So for those of you out there who are not aware about this, right, I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I think this piece of information is incredibly important, right? So, okay, first of all, I want to talk and explain a little bit about basically partnership, right? For those of you out there who do not know about this, on Twitch, there's a thing called Twitch Partner, okay? And if you are a Twitch partner, what that basically means, right, the sort of like very foundational, simple explanation for it is that if you are a Twitch partner, you are seen as sort of like a professional Twitch streamer, right? You are someone who streams on Twitch, and maybe you do it for a living. Maybe you earn money from Twitch, or maybe you don't earn money from Twitch, but you do it as a sort of like a hobby or a passion or an interest, right? But you are a person on Twitch. If you're a Twitch partner, you are a person who has a giant community of people that watch you, right? You have people that, maybe you have like 100 people who watch you on Twitch, or maybe you have 1,000 people or 10,000 people, right? You have a massive community of people who watch you on Twitch, who enjoy your live streams and your content, right? So that is like the very bare bones basic definition of a Twitch partner. And I think that anyone who streams on Twitch, this is something that you are aware of. And a lot of the time, if you are a streamer on Twitch, your goal as a Twitch streamer is to become a Twitch partner. It is to earn the Twitch partnership, right? There are several different requirements that you need in order to be a Twitch partner, right? In order to be eligible. One of those requirements, which is the hardest requirement ever for any Twitch streamer, is out of all of your streams that you need to do, right? So like in a period of 30 days, 1 month, right? You need to meet these requirements. And one of the requirements that you need to meet is, on average, in a 30-day time frame, you need to have an average of at least 75 minimum viewers per stream. Average, right? They will look at the amount of hours that you have streamed within the past 30 days. And then for the amount of hours that you streamed, you have to have an average of 75 viewers minimum for all the streams, right? And for all the hours that you streamed, right? That is kind of what they look for, right? And they do sort of like the math calculation, and they're like, okay, did you meet this requirement, or did you not, achieve it, right? Were you under the minimum, right? So that right there is one of the hardest, requirements for Twitch partner. It is very, very difficult to achieve that, right? In fact, there are several Twitch streamers that I follow, and these Twitch streamers, right, they get a crap ton more viewers than I do. They get like, 20 people, 30 people, 40 people watching their streams, right? Even these people who are like way more massively successful than I am right now, they still do not qualify for Twitch partner, right? So, Twitch partner is something that basically is a very, very impressive, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very like valuable goal to achieve as a Twitch streamer, right? The reason why I bring this up is because in the past, right, the way that Twitch worked is that, in order to qualify as a Twitch partner, you had to basically achieve these requirements by yourself, right? It had to be your own hard work, okay? You had to literally just like put your head down and just grind being a Twitch streamer, right? I don't remember when it happened. I think it was maybe during like the middle of 2024, or maybe it was like the beginning of 2024 or something. I remember that there was an announcement that was made where basically Twitch, they updated their rules and their policies and everything. And there was a brand new update to Twitch partnership. And basically this brand new update, it was honestly something that is mind-blowing. Whenever I heard about it, I was like, holy crap, this is game changing, right? Basically Twitch, they changed their policy and they made it to where now, right, anytime that you get a raid from another person, right, someone else raids you, those people that are raided over to your channel, right, they actually matter, right? They count towards your analytics, right? And so to explain, in the past, before this policy update, right, if you got a raid from another person, all of those viewers that raided over, they would not be calculated in your stream analytics. And so, if you go to your streamer dashboard, there's a specific page in your dashboard where it lists all of the different achievements that you have accomplished. And there will be a section in the achievements that says path to partnership. And it'll say you need to have a minimum of 75 viewers average in your streams to qualify for Twitch partnership. And in the streamer dashboard, it will tell you how close you are to achieving that. It'll give you like a progress bar, right? In the past, when you got a raid from another person, right? Those viewers would not be included in those calculations. They would not be included in the analytics, and they would not count towards you achieving Twitch partnership, right? So you could not use those raid, viewers to help you achieve Twitch partnership, right? After the Twitch policy update happened, they completely flipped this. They completely changed it. And now, basically ever since that policy update was implemented, now, anytime that you get a raid from another person, those viewers that you get, they will help go towards your viewership analytics, and they will potentially help you to get closer and closer to achieving Twitch partnership, right? So the way that I see this, right, if hypothetically that policy change happened before this, particular live stream occurred where I got 841 raiders in my channel, right? There is a chance that I could have used that particular live stream to boost my, progress towards Twitch partnership, and maybe, potentially, right, hypothetically, I might have been able to apply for Twitch partnership and, receive it, possibly, right? That is why, on that day, when I got 841 people in my channel, it was such a big deal. It was a massive, major thing that happened, and I was so incredibly shocked, and I was incredibly happy about it, right? So yeah, that was like an incredible moment. And I want to say, shout out to Banjo the Uncle for thinking about me as a content creator and sharing your, viewers with me on that day. It was an incredible, incredible moment, and I'm very happy about it. I'm very thankful, very grateful to Banjo, without a doubt. Yeah. In any case, that was, probably the most hype moment of my streaming journey this past year, right? Top tags of the year, these are just random tags that I slapped onto my Twitch channel just so that people could search and make it easy for people to discover my channel, hopefully, right? But yeah. All right, let's see here. 15,866 chats sent during this past year. I will say, I don't know exactly how those numbers are calculated, right? There is a part of me that is thinking to myself, maybe this also counts bot messages. Like, for example, when Nightbot or Stream Elements or whatever types in my chat, maybe that counts as well. And if that is true, then this makes sense. And the reason why is because for a little while in my streams, I had a bot that was active, which is called the Pokemon Community Game Bot, right? And basically this bot, it would send a message, I think like once every couple of minutes in my chat, and it would be like, hey, this Pokemon is out and available in the wild, type !Pokeball to catch the Pokemon, right? And so I think maybe the bot messages, a lot of it counts towards this 15,000 number, because I don't know if there were like a lot of people in my chats that were sending messages, 15,000 messages during the past year, right? But that's a pretty cool number regardless. Top channel emotes of the year, very obviously all of my emotes that were commissioned from MT Sugar. Shout out to MT Sugar. Incredible artist, incredible human being. Biggest fans of the year. Let's fucking go. Man, oh man. Shout out to Precedence, right? Shout out to Kai, shout out to Sunday GG, shout out to One Cup of Water, shout out to Melted Tweety Bird, shout out to Quinn, and shout out to Lucy. I'm gonna be completely honest here, right? So, Mr. Doc was in my channel for quite a while. I remember him very much so, but I think that Doc disappeared. I think that he, probably went off to go and watch other streamers, and I don't think that he watches my channel anymore. Maybe he's a VOD watcher, maybe, and maybe he, watches my live streams after they're published online. I don't know, right? I think that Doc was a great person whenever he was able to come by and say hello and chat with me, right? But now that I no longer see him active anymore in my channel, I don't really know if he would qualify as biggest fans, right? Maloom Laflay, I actually don't know who this is. I'm gonna be completely honest. And Maloom, if you're out there, I'm so sorry that I don't recognize your username. I don't know maybe if you are a VOD watcher or maybe you are someone who changed their username or something, but I do apologize. I'm quite surprised that there's a name on here that I do not recognize at all, right? Baby Lucy. Okay, Baby Lucy is a viewer that popped into my channel quite a long time ago, and I had a good time talking with Baby Lucy. We talked about random different subjects together, and she also, like, introduced me to some other like content creators, some other people on the platform. So, you know, massive shout out to Baby Lucy. But I think very similarly with Mr. Doc, I think Baby Lucy no longer really watches me anymore. And you know, maybe she watches my VODs, or maybe she just disappeared and does not watch anything ever that I create. But you know, it was a fun time getting to, you know, meet and be acquainted with Baby Lucy. And then, you know, I am a little bit sad, a little bit disappointed that you know, they no longer watch my channel and they no longer consume my content. But it is what it is, right? I cannot force people to watch my channel, right? If they don't want to watch, totally fine. It is what it is, right? All the power to them. But I will say, out of this list of people, right, out of these names that are listed here, Precedence, Sunday GG, One Cup of Water, and Hello Quinn, these 4 people, I would say that they are my top 4 biggest fans, biggest supporters, right? They are the ones that are willing to watch my streams, willing to sit and lurk and you know, listen to all the random garbage that I blab about, right, and yap about. So Kai2468 is an incredible human being. I really, you know, appreciate them, and I think that they're awesome. But I don't think that Kai really watches me. One of the big reasons why is because I think during the times whenever I'm streaming, I'm pretty sure that Kai is busy, and they're doing, like, their own life stuff, so they don't have time to watch me, right? Melted Tweety Bird Popsicle, I think that Melted is kind of similar to Kai in that, you know, I appreciate Melted. I think that they're a great human being, but they don't really have maybe the time or the desire to watch my content. So, they kind of, like, do their own thing. And they also stream on Twitch. They have their own channel. So they're kind of like focused on grinding and living their life, right? But it was nice to meet them in the past, and it was nice to get to know them and chat with them. Unfortunately, Melted just is no longer a frequent visitor of my channel, right? So I would say that, you know, Precedence, Sunday, One Cup of Water, and Quinn, these 4 people are the ones that have, you know, consistently and continuously supported me and my channel and my content during the past year. So shout out to those 4 amazing, incredible people, without a doubt. Yeah. Collaborations of the year. I've received 61 raids in the past year, 33 from Sunday GG. Holy moly, the Giga Chad, absolute legend. I fucking love Sunday. He's basically like a non-biological brother. He's like a sibling of mine, right, that I appreciate and I love to death. Raptor X81. I've seen Raptor a couple of times, and I know that I've gotten to chat with Raptor, you know, in my Twitch chat, you know, every so often. Raptor is a really cool dude. I like Raptor a lot, but to be completely honest, I think that Raptor is someone that I am very casually acquainted with, but I would not go so far as to call us like friends or anything like that, and I don't think that we are, you know, very like, you know, close with one another. You know, we basically just know each other through Twitch, and they've, you know, sent some raids my way, and I'm very grateful to them. They're an incredible human being, but you know, like I would say that like our connection with one another is very like, quote unquote, professional, right? In the sense of like, it's streamer to streamer, you know? Whereas me and Sunday, for example, me and him are best buds because we know each other IRL, you know? Yvain the Main, right? Shout out to Yvain. He's a homie, an incredible gentleman, right? For those who don't know Yvain, he is someone that, you know, he back in like, I think the beginning of 2024 or back in 2023, Yvain became a Twitch streamer and he started streaming just like I, you know, started streaming a while ago. And I got to meet him. Basically, he raided over to me for the very first time. And I said hello to him and I spoke with him a little bit. I found out that he's actually local to where I live. And so I got to meet him IRL. I got to chat with him. I got to meet his family as well. A very beautiful, amazing family. And yeah, we became very good friends after getting to know each other IRL and you know, sharing this journey of us being 2, you know, local Twitch streamers trying to grow, trying to improve and get better, right? So shout out to Yvain, absolute legend. I'm so incredibly happy to see that Yvain Domain has returned and he is now back to streaming on Twitch. I'm very, very happy about that. I hope he continues to do so, and I can't wait to, you know, continuously hang out with him, collaborate with him, that sort of a thing. He is a wonderful gentleman. Wonderful. In total, I have sent a total of 161 raids during this past year, right? Pirate Software, 23 raids, Shockphobia, 22 raids, Premier 2, 22 raids. That is crazy. I actually did not realize that I raided Shock that many times. That is surprising to me, right? One might say that it is a shocking fact, right? Pirate Software and Premier 2, it's only obvious. Those are some of my favorite streamers. They're massive streamers. And not only that, but like considering the times that I stream, like I stream DGen hours, I stream late at night. These are streamers where they are online whenever I am online. And when I go offline, they are still online and I'm able to raid into them. So these are, you know, some of the amazing, incredible content creators that I am very proud, very happy to raid into and kind of like, you know, send any of my, you know, very few amount of viewers that I have to these channels so that I can, you know, basically show my viewers what other incredible people are on the platform, without a doubt. Clips of the year, there were 6 made of me. I'm pretty sure I probably made some clips myself. 3 unique clippers. I don't know if I'm one of them. I might be. But yeah, much appreciated for the clips. I think it's amazing. I actually don't know what this clip is. Let me see here. Top viewed featured clip. Let me see this. What is this? NTR, or Netorare in Japan. And that basically translates to what is known here in like the West, here in the US, it's known as something called cuckolding, which is where you have, like a crush on another person, right? And you see that other person together with a guy, right? Or together with another girl or whatever. And you basically enjoy getting to sit there and watch the person you have a crush on basically get naughty and get adult with another person. And you enjoy watching two other people pleasure each other when one of those people is someone that you NT. Oh boy, I don't know why this is a top clip of mine. I kind of hate that, and I hate hearing my own voice as well. I wish I could have put that at 2x speed. That was horrible. I should honestly delete that clip, but I'm not going to because someone else created it. So whatever. I'll let that be one of my top clips, even though I hate it. Right. All right. High scores of the year. 181 brand new followers. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. Listen, all of you out there who watch my content, whether you're lurking and you're watching my live streams, or whether you watch my VODs, all of you, it means a lot to me. It really does help, and it makes a significant, major impact. You guys don't know how much your contribution helps me, and it actually is something that benefits me and basically just makes me a better streamer, a better content creator, right? I appreciate every one of you out there, even the ones that only watch my VODs, because even those people, they are helping me by, helping to boost my discoverability a little bit, and without all of the incredible people that I have who watch me live or watch my VODs, or heck, even like, on the YouTube side, you watch my videos and my live streams there, all of these incredible human beings, they're making a difference in my life, and it means a lot. So I'm very, very grateful. I feel very humbled that 181 new people came and checked out the channel. So massive shout out to all of them. 42 new subscribers. So I'm gonna be honest, I actually thought about this when I was like looking through the recap, right? Like an earlier section of it, chat. I would say that probably a good significant amount of the subscriptions that I've gotten this past year have actually been from myself. Like, I have been the one gifting out subs to people in my community. And the reason why is because, I want people to be able to enjoy my content without having to pay money to, enjoy the content without interruptions, right? So a lot of the subs I think I've probably given out to my community from me. One of the main reasons why I have not been able to do that recently, and I kind of stopped doing that, is number one, because I am not currently in a position where I have a lot of disposable income. I'm not someone who goes out and works and earns money and has all of this free money to spend anytime, anywhere. I have to be very conservative and frugal with my spending, with my money, and so I can no longer hand out free, gifted subs to people who watch me. That is reason number one. And then reason number two is that I realized, even though it is a little bit painful, even though it is something where I'm like, man, I wish things could be done differently, I had this realization where I was like, okay, even if I give out a sub to, people who follow my channel, there is no guarantee that the person who, receives a gifted sub, there's no guarantee that they will stick around, that they will continue to watch my channel, continue to watch my content forever, right? There very, very easily, very commonly can be a case where a viewer will watch my content for a little bit, and then they'll be like, okay, I decide that I no longer want to follow this streamer. I'm going to go ahead and unfollow them and go and watch other streamers on the platform, right? And so I realized that if I were to generously give out gift subs to anyone and everyone, I would probably be wasting a lot of money on gift subs that go to people that don't need it and don't really want it, right? And so I had this realization where I was like, it's very painful, but I realized that if a person is committed to watching my content, they're committed to watching either my live streams or checking out the VODs when they're published, they will subscribe to my channel on their own, deciding that it is a good use of their own money, and by them spending the money to subscribe to my channel, it is them basically showing that they have a dedication to sticking around my channel and watching me for the long run, right? Because if you're going to buy a subscription, that means that you are basically committing to watching a streamer for, at bare minimum, 1 month for the length of that subscription, right? I wish things were not that way. Like, I wish that people could watch on Twitch and not get hit with like 10,000 different advertisements. I wish that were possible without having to pay money. But unfortunately, we live in a very capitalist economy, a very capitalist society. So everything involves money. Everything is all about earning profit, and everything is all about, trying to get wealthy and rich and whatever, right? So yeah, it is what it is. And I will say this as I always say it, right? I will always have this sort of message that I preach online, right? I think that if you are someone out there who wants to watch my content, right, I would highly, highly recommend several things, right? Number one, don't watch my content unless you're watching on a laptop or a PC, because those devices are capable of doing what I'm about to describe next, right? Number two, if you decide to watch my content, I highly, 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 highly recommend and suggest that you basically utilize an ad blocker, right? On your laptop or on your PC, you should be able to install, download an ad blocker that will basically make it to where you can watch a Twitch stream without being interrupted by advertisements at all, and you don't have to pay any money for it, right? In fact, I use ad blockers on my browser 24/7, right? So I highly recommend that. And if you can't pay for a Twitch subscription, don't do it. Don't be sad about it. Don't feel any sort of guilt or regret or anything like that. It's fine, right? Because to be completely honest, the amount of money that I would potentially earn from subs, it's not a lot of money, right? A lot of the money that I could potentially earn actually goes towards Twitch, like Jeff Bezos and Amazon and whatever. That company, they're the ones that are taking the majority of the profit, and I get breadcrumbs. I get nothing, from subs and from viewers that watch advertisements, right? It's not worth it. So, I say that honestly, the best thing to do is to not pay for a subscription to a channel, but instead to use a free ad blocker on a laptop or a PC to watch my content. And if you don't have that option to watch a live stream without being interrupted by advertisements, then potentially check out the VODs. And fingers crossed, hoping and praying you can watch a VOD without having to witness any sort of advertisements in the VOD itself, right? Yeah. But in any case, 2 hype trains, that's pretty fucking dope. I wish, I think that if I was like a bigger streamer, right, with more viewers and whatever, I think that hype trains, I would care a lot more about them. I'd be like, hell yeah, this is fucking awesome. I love hype trains. Let's go. Let's try to get them as often as possible. But since I'm a small streamer, since I have barely anyone watching me, it doesn't really make a difference. I am happy about it. I'm very proud about it. But, it'll only be once I grow to a bigger streamer that I'm like, okay, hype trains are fucking amazing. And I can't wait to like break the record and to go for, a never before accomplished hype train level, right? In my channel, viewers have spent 13,805 channel points overall. That is crazy insane. I don't even know how people are able to collect 13,000 channel points in order to spend them, right? I don't even really have like a whole ton of like channel point redemptions that people can frequently redeem and claim, right? But massive shout out to those people who did spend channel points in my streams. And there you have it, chat. That right there was my end of year 2024 Twitch recap, looking at both my viewer recap as well as the streamer recap. I completely forgot, during the live stream that I was doing on Twitch, I completely forgot to do sort of like an outro for, the end of year 2024 recap. But I just wanted to say, thank you so much for anyone and everyone on Twitch, as well as those of you on YouTube who, consume whatever content that I put out. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I actually am going to be recording and releasing another video in the future before the end of the year, before the end of 2024. I'm going to be releasing a new video that is going to be talking about basically 2025 and what we have to look forward to in the next year. Because, looking at the Twitch recap, I think that one of the big things I took away from it, which is very common sense, very obvious, is that I have quite a lot of stuff that I can improve on, quite a lot of stuff that I can learn to get better at and grow and improve and basically just make it to where in 2025 I have a better experience as a streamer, as a content creator, on Twitch, right? But yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone out there, for allowing me to be here on the internet and allowing me to live stream, allowing me to talk about different things. I think that one of the big things that I'm going to be doing going forward in 2025, I believe, is I think I'm just going to be a little bit more authentic with myself, and basically, when it comes to my YouTube channel, for example, I am going to be less afraid to, create videos or do live streams about different, video games or different subjects, different topics that I, find to be enjoyable, that I find to be interesting, I know that in the past, right, this year and the year before and 2022 and whatever, I think that I had this idea in my head where I was like, man, if I don't create content about something, right, usually regarding like Genshin Impact or gacha games or whatever, I thought to myself, well, if I don't do that, then people are not going to want to watch whatever videos or whatever live streams that I do, right? And, I had this idea where I was like, man, I have to stick to what I sort of am most known for, most like, comfortable or familiar with, and it will be very, very negative to branch out and to, kind of explore other video games and explore other subjects. But I think that moving forward in 2025, I definitely will be doing the opposite of what I have been doing, and I will be kind of doing a lot more variety than, I used to do in the past, right? And yeah, I think that if people are willing to watch me, then people are willing to watch me, and if they aren't, That's totally okay, because I think that at the end of the day, there will be at least one single human being in the entire world who, checks out my YouTube channel or checks out my Twitch channel, and they think, you know what, I like this content, and I want to watch this content. So basically, I need to kind of just go back to what I enjoy and what sort of like brings me quote unquote happiness, right? I need to go back to what I really have fun with, and do that, focus on that, right? Because I think that honestly, it is not worth making, videos or live streams or any content if I am not really truly happy about it, So yeah. But as I said, thank you guys so much for a very, very memorable 2024. I hope that, I can look back in the future, I can look back on 2024 fondly and with a lot of nostalgia. And I really hope that in the future I can, look back on this year and I will be in a better position in the future. And I will have improved, I will have grown, and I will be happy with the progress that I will have made, in the future upcoming years, right? But yeah. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. You guys are incredible and amazing and awesome. Please love yourselves, right? And yeah. I will see you guys in the next video or live stream that is published. Cool. Peace out. Bye guys. Have a good one. Bye.